What's going on, my crew? This is Rusty, and welcome to another episode of Rusty Plays Skyopolis 4. In today's episode, we got a lot of things to cover. I am currently hanging out with Pebbles, and I want to talk with you guys about the next couple episodes. So, I'm having to do a few shorter episodes just because I haven't had a whole bunch of time to be able to get stuff done recently. However, been really looking forward to getting back into it next week, into some of these larger things. This arc furnace, we're going to need a lot more steel. Light engineering blocks and, well, this is a total, block, but light engineering blocks are pretty much the only thing that use iron as its main piece. Other than that, we've got the reinforced blocks, which require a steel plate. So we're going to have to do a lot of plating, if you will. Thankfully, the rest of it, well, I guess this is iron. I was thinking about it today, actually, and I was like, well, maybe it's not going to be that hard, but as I've looked, it definitely is not easy. We also need to get electricity up before we do that. So what I wanted to work on today is getting this Kinetic Dynamo and then getting the metal press. So that we should have enough steel for. The Kinetic Dynamo should be all iron, but we're going to need to talk about getting the coils. So to get the copper wire, we're going to need the wire snippers. Let's So, and that just requires us to get the copper and the copper plate. So let's get this started. Okay, so here we go. We got the copper wire block. And then the copper wire block pretty simply can turn right into the Kinetic Dynamo. So the Kinetic Dynamo won't do anything on its own. We need a bunch of prerequisites to be able to make this thing work. So if we go to, actually we're going to need more low voltage wire. But then on top of that, we're going to need these guys here, the relays. So basically, let's go ahead and get our thing. We're going to create a water wheel to get power actually working. But for some reason, it's saying to create the windmill. The reason why I don't like the windmill is because it's not, in my opinion, it's not actually... I've never known that before. Add windmill sails by right-clicking on the windmill. Well, it wants us to create the windmill first, so let's do that. And maybe we can prove me as not correct. How many total do we need to make the whole thing? 8. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is we need to create a low voltage wire connector, which is actually fairly easy, but we're going to need a lot of terracotta. And part of this is, unfortunately, needing a lot of coal. Now, we know that we can get coal through, not coal, clay. We know that we can get clay through a couple different things. But one of the ways that I'm hoping that we can get to soon is this. I don't know how we make this with the crushing wheel, but let's see real quick in our book if that's an option for us anytime soon. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. There's no reason why we can't try and make it, though. So, crushing wheel. It looks like there's like 2 of them. Oh, God. Nope. That's not going to work for us. So, as I was waiting for this to cook up, I noticed this. Compression dynamo can turn some liquids into energy, like creosote oil. Can be a better way to generate power, which is actually really awesome because that means that we can actually pull out this creosote oil and utilize it for something. So the other thing I was thinking too is I don't remember if the Kinetic Dynamo actually stores power or if we need some sort of power storage, but we're going to have to definitely consider that here pretty soon. Let's get some copper, and I believe the way we make this relay is we do this. Yep, that gives us 4 relays. And then to make the that's not a relay, that's a connector. To make the connector, relay, there we go. Okay. So, next thing we need to do is actually take out our copper, make some more copper plates, and get ourselves a bunch more copper wire, because we're going to need this. And we have to make it into the actual copper wire within that roll, because otherwise it won't work properly. So, I'll get that and be back. And let's just go up to a high place, and we're going to plug this down, and we're going to hook this up to here. And then I guess what we can do is we can take the windmill sails and, what was it? Shift right click on the actual item here. Okay, so what we need is one of these low voltage capacitors. It's not that this isn't making anything, it's that we need to make sure that it has the ability to store that power, I believe. I could be wrong. So let's get a low voltage capacitor. Alright, we got a couple more now. So I will put down this low voltage capacitor just to show you guys how this stuff works. So we're going to put it over here. We might need ourselves a thing here. Hold on. I think I'm going to need a hammer, but regardless, we'll link the wires together like this, and then boom, we got energy. Up there in the top left corner, you can see it is starting to add up. And then let's go get a hammer. And while we're down here, let's start making the stuff we need to make our press. So the first thing we need is steel scaffolding, which this is actually, we need some weak eroding water, which I actually don't think we have any weak eroding water. It might be upstairs, but let's get some steel. Was that steel plate? No, just steel itself. So let's get... Actually, you know what? I just realized. All of our items are literally on our remote. So we'll head up here. Take it all. Take care of everything. Throw in a couple. This is probably the worst way to get steel rods, by the way. So don't make too many. Steel scaffolding. This gives us 6. We need 2 conveyor belts, a heavy engineering block, a piston, a redstone, and all of that stuff. So this actually shouldn't be too hard. Maybe the conveyor belt, but we do have cows now. So if we need to get leather, that is a possibility. So redstone engineering block. We are missing sheet metal, iron sheet metal, which requires iron plates. And so it looks like we're going to have to go make some more iron plates. So let's have me go do that now real quick. Alright, so thankfully we get 4 out of these. Where it's going to get a little bit more difficult is when we do... Oh my goodness. Yeah, we're... Oh, because of these guys. Yeah, so we're going to have to get into the crusher and the squeezer. Guys, this is going to get pretty complicated pretty quick. Just throwing it out there. The next couple episodes are going to get pretty interesting. We're going to need the crusher and the squeezer potentially for just being able to get enough power for this, because typically you use like some like canola oil or something like that. I forget what it is, but we'll see what the pack has in hand. And one thing that's really good again is the fact that the sheet metal is something that is pretty, you get 4 for one of them, so don't worry about all that stuff. So that's one huge task that's like done. Then we just need this right here, which I think we have plenty of leather. Leather you can actually get. I think I have enough, but let's just talk about it real quick. Leather you can actually get through your mana infusion. Throw some rotten flesh in there with your alchemy catalyst, and you'll get some leather out of it. So let's make ourselves a conveyor belt here. In this case, one of the things that we're going to do here is we're probably going to set this up right over here. What we want to do, though, first off... Oh my goodness. My cat is, like, adamant that she wants to come up here and bother me. What we want to do first is get our relays. So... take the remote, and this is all just prerequisite. So get our relay. I think we need a connector, And put one more up here. Relay our cable from one to here. Now, before we do this, really what we should be doing is making this into the orange. So now this is output. It's going to this relay here. And then we're going to set up our machine here, and that is going to connect in. So, if you use the projector, what that'll do is that'll actually make it so that you have a guide to go by. There we go. We got the press. Okay, so we want to look at where the input is, which is up here. Then we're going to put a connector, not a relay, up at the top. And then we're going to put this guy here. Now, this is not actually going to work. It's not going to do anything. We can throw this onto the conveyor belt, I think. I think that'll work. Oh, I guess we can't even do that. What we need to do is we need to tell it what we want it to press. Alright, so now we got this thing. This actually needs some blueprints, which we don't have any blueprints. We would need to create some of them. So there's a couple different ones that we can do. And what we want is this one, the metal press molds. So I don't know if we have paper, actually. Boom. Okay, so we got that. Now what we do is we put that in here. And this gives us all sorts of molds. Now what we need to do is we need to have an engineer's wire cutters and steel plates. So we got to go back downstairs and make up some steel plates, and then we can get ourselves the mold plate. Alright, perfect. So we are here now, and we just go like this, I believe, and grab our mold. So this mold then gets put right up here, and then I believe, if I'm correct, I think I might know the problem. I think what we need to do is we need to have a connector, not a relay. So let's try this. There it goes. Nice. Okay. Now, what's really great is we can have this then here and this here, and then, well, let's not do everything. Oh, it doesn't pull it out. Hold up. I thought it automatically pulled from a chest. Okay, cool. But does it automatically enter into a chest? Okay, so it definitely automatically enters a chest. Now, what I'd like to do off camera, if I end up having time between now and the next episode, is I would really like to focus on smelting up a lot of our ore and getting ourselves into a decent place. I mean, we're actually doing pretty good. It's not bad. It's not terrible by any stretch of the imagination. But I really want to make sure that we continue to be in a good place, so that when we make new components and things. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Your cables will electrocute you. So keep in mind when you're setting up things to probably establish a pathway outside of where you're going to be working. Alright, so we will switch this out with the components blueprint. And now look at this. 2 iron plates or sheets and 1 copper ingot for our mechanical components. 2 steel plates, 1 copper ingot. I don't know what we had before with these, but let's just quickly look up the steel component here, which is this one. We had 4 steel plates and 1 copper ingot. So we reduce it by half, which is actually a huge deal because these are really well, like, we were going to use a lot of them. So don't underestimate your needs on these. So just make sure for sure that you're using, that you're getting this blueprint here, the component one, before you move forward. So yeah, we'll see what next episode holds. In the meantime, guys, I am going to sign off for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like on it. And if you really enjoyed and feel that I've earned it, you can always hit that subscribe button to catch up and see more of my videos. So, without further ado, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, happy mining and crafting.